If you're like me and you don't just like winning, but you need to win, you're in the right place. I recently realized that this attitude might be an issue for me. Why? You see, we all know that winning is great. But what happens when you get too attached to winning? You feel disappointed once you lose. I'm in a situation where my identity is closely tied to winning, and if I don't think I will win, I won't even play. Are you like this as well? Well, then maybe this video might be for you. Recently, I had a breakthrough in my self-reflection where I noticed that I care too much about my reputation as a winner. I like being seen as a winner, but hate being seen as the one who loses. If I know I can't win, I usually just quit the game altogether and rather put my effort elsewhere. This also transfers to other areas of my life, such as business, for example. I've always wanted to run a business, or rather start a business first, but it has been difficult as I've always overanalyzed and found out that you have an idea and then you start analyzing, okay, this is going to cost this much, this is how many customers I would need to make it profitable, and you go on and on and on, and then somehow with the calculations you find out that it would fail for one reason or another. And so this usually always is based on my assumptions. For example, I expect that there won't be enough customers, or they won't like my product, or the competition will be much better and therefore they will choose the competition over me. And of course this should motivate you, or in this case me, to create a better solution that would give me a competitive advantage, but sometimes there just isn't much to do when you don't have enough capital, And so this basically creates this idea that I'm never starting a business because any business I start would fail. And the same applies when, for example, you go to the gym. I feel rather uncomfortable working out in front of other people, because I don't know, I prefer working out at home alone. Even though like my physique isn't bad, I just feel uncomfortable showing my face to other people, even on videos like this. And overall I just don't like being seen when I'm kinda weak or so. And so I thought maybe some other people have this too, or maybe some people that will watch this video suffer from the same dilemma. And so I told myself I'm going to record this video. And so I tried to figure out why this is, and it seems that we have built parts of our identity around winning. It gives us validation, control, or some kind of sense of being enough, but also it gives us the immunity from judgment from other people, because you have this idea that as long as I win, they will not criticize me. But the flip side of this is that if you don't win, it feels like you lose your value, or you avoid playing altogether if you don't think you have a chance of winning. And this in turn kills your creativity as well, or in this sense, as I described, it kills your creativity in fixing the issues with the business, or it kills your motivation to go to the gym. Eventually this kinda becomes a self-worth trap, where you have basically only two outcomes. Either you win, and therefore in your own eyes you matter, or you lose, and in your own eyes you are a failure, a weak person, unworthy of attention, love. And so then this becomes a bigger issue, because life, business, relationships, they never offer guarantees, and this fear of being seen losing becomes a paralysis. Simply put, you are too afraid to fail, so you don't even act, and you look for excuses on why you didn't do it. And so then I thought, okay, but how has this developed in me, or perhaps in other people? And so what I found out is that it could have developed because people in your environment are very judgmental. For example, it could have been your parents or friends. They could have been judgmental about, not even about you, but about other people in front of you. They judge them behind their backs and label them. And so you, when you perceive this, then react in a way that basically out of fear that someone could label you a loser before you win, you don't even try. Let me repeat this. Because you are afraid that someone could possibly label it that you are a loser, you will not even try to win. And so basically then you shy away from public gyms, making public appearances, speaking in front of people, speaking to a camera online, or basically doing anything that is uncomfortable, challenging, and where you could possibly fail in front of other people. And so in my case, I tend to forget my losses even. Basically it was like this. If nobody knows that I lose and I make myself forget that I lost, it's basically as if I did not lose at all. Nobody can judge you like this because, well, nobody knows about your failure except for you. And you make yourself forget that you lost, and therefore nobody judges you. But the problem is that in this process of deciding whether you have failed or not, or rather whether to forget the memory or not, in this very process you are judging yourself. And in this whole discussion, the only thing that really matters is what you think about yourself, how you see yourself, because really you're the only one that matters. And forgetting your losses is not a good idea when you're trying to grow, because it basically costs you your growth. Forgetting your losses is also in certain way a psychological self-defense mechanism where your mind basically represses the failure because it threatens your self-worth. It's your brain protecting your identity at all costs. And so overall, then it costs you growth because you don't remember your failures, you don't learn from them, and then you can't grow. You basically avoid doing things that you're likely to fail at, and you stay stuck in a win or disappear cycle. And it all comes down to the belief that if they see me before I'm perfect, I will be rejected or humiliated. And so right now I'm not good enough, so I will not show what I can do to anyone. And yeah, so there are multiple psychological routes as to why this happens. For example, you may have been only rewarded if you excelled and ignored or judged when you did not. So your brain equates love and acceptance with performance, and this is called conditional self-worth. A second route is based on perfectionism. If I aim for perfect results, I won't be mocked. And if I never try, I can't be seen as flawed. Here basically your brain creates the perfectionism as a protection mechanism You create an identity where you are a perfectionist, and then you tailor everything that you do around it. And so you then always fail to act decisively and fast because you aim to be always perfect. And the third one is avoidance type of personality. You may have learned early on that vulnerability means danger. For example, you opened yourself to your friends or other people, and for some reason you got hurt. For example, you might have showed some kind of weakness, something that you did not realize people would use against you, and then they betrayed you and you were publicly embarrassed, for example. And so this could have happened over and over to you until you basically realize that showing weakness is dangerous, and you always get betrayed when you show weakness. And so then you change how you behave, and you decide that now you're only going to show people that you're strong, that you only show your victories and not your failures. And therefore, if they don't know about your failures, they can't judge you, they can't rumor about you, they can't really use your weaknesses against you. And so you probably wonder now, how do you solve all this? And after I thought about this, I decided that probably the best course of action will be to expose yourself. In my case, it's posting imperfect content, showing my face on camera, working out in a gym. And so by doing this, you're building a stack of proofs that will show you that your learning is more important than you appearing strong. You need to untie your value from your outcomes. And what you should keep in mind is that this all does not mean you're broken. It just means you're wired for excellence, but when you were preparing yourself to perform, you armored yourself with too much armor everywhere, and this armor restricts your movement. And your fear in this case is not really a weakness. Your fear in this case is showing you where the growth is. Where anything you're afraid of, that's the area you need to focus on. And it is in doing the things that have no guarantee of victory that will cause you to be proud of yourself. Because when you challenge yourself and you do something that you're afraid of, you will end up feeling really great, because it's really difficult, and I just recommend trying it. Now you may ask, what should I be proud of when I can't be proud of myself being a winner? And what can you be proud of when you do something and it doesn't work? And this is a great question, actually. I asked this myself when I was first thinking about this, and it kind of goes back to the root belief that when we talked about perfectionism, that effort without excellence is shameful, and that failure means that you're not good enough. But the truth is that you can be proud of yourself for stepping outside of your comfort zone. You can be proud that you choose to learn instead of being stuck, or instead of focusing on showing only your winning side. You can be proud because anything that's challenging to you, it requires courage, and in reality most people avoid doing the things that that are challenging, that cause them to go outside of the comfort zone, and so they simply won't show up. And after all, that's why some people are admired for being courageous. And when you start doing these things that take courage, you will start evolving. uh, you will be you will see yourself in a different light, where you know that you decided to take the hard step. And then the only thing you really need to remember is that you are not your outcomes. You might post a video and it gets 0 views, or just some random small number. But it doesn't really matter, because it's not about the outcomes. It's about the fact that you took the first step, and then the next step, and then the next step, and you kept going, even though you did not excel, even though nobody cared, even though nobody believed in you. You need to redefine what winning means for you, and you need to redefine and perhaps change how you reward yourself for growing, for being honest, for being consistent. Because real winners are not the ones who dominate first. They are the ones who survive the messy and the uncertain and the difficult starts. I want to thank you for staying as long as you did, for those who watched until the end. I hope this video was useful to you, and perhaps you could let me know what are some of the things you would perhaps like me to cover in the next videos, or what problems I should focus on and try and find the solution. And yeah, thanks for watching.
Mentality Forge.